and the giveaway. I pick one that is the just an overall one. Whatever you guys, whoever loaded a picture, you get put into the drawing for one, okay? The pictures have to be loaded. Loaded meaning posted here on the page by the last day of the month, okay? There have been a few times where a few of you have gotten lucky and I haven't picked the winners till like the 3rd of the previous month, or the 3rd of the next month, and I just included everybody. You guys know that I'm going to do that. But in a perfect world, everything should be posted by the end of the month, and then I will pick 2 winners. One that's based on everybody that's been in the group, and then another one, I usually try to do one that was like the best variation of the project. Now, some months we don't really, we can cut those. Your summer stuff is bees. Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you like it. I will have to show you. I'm putting parchment paper over it and we're going to iron it on. And that is, if you've never done the dry iron method, that is what is going to reactivate, I guess is a good word, your Mod Podge and make it stick. I think I do need a new one anyway because it just has gotten stuff on the bottom of it, and it doesn't take a lot of ironing to put these on. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to, Daisy is your favorite flower. Me too. Me too. They're just so carefree and whimsical. I love them. All right, I think it's pretty adhered. Let's look and see. Let's try and pull up on all the edges and see. You guys, this is genius that you do it this way. There is no other way to do Mod Podge now in my mind. And it makes it so smooth. Okay. Let's get a little bit of sandpaper. Or an emery board. An emery board is going to work well also. So we're just going to knock off the edge here. And I'm going to do my best to not try and tear. I want to use these 2 daisies and maybe even this tiny little bee. Okay, there we go. So I think we can't bring any water down here. So we're gonna do our best. You know what? I do have a tiny bit. And we're just gonna make it work. It's just kind of dirty water, but we're still gonna make it work. You just picked up, okay, I just read that. That's awesome. How much do you have, Pam? Okay, I'm gonna do the wet around, this is dirty paintbrush water, but I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. I'm doing the wet technique around our daisy flower so that we can tear it easier. Now, if you get too much water on and it gets wet on your petal and you don't want your petal wet, you don't want that to tear, then just take your heat gun and dry it up. How big is your hexagon? I will look in just a minute. And I think it's like, it's not quite, it's like 6 inches. I don't remember what we cut them as. There will be hexagons in the shop soon. You won't be able to get this kit unless you're a part of this group, but we will have hexagons in the shop soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna snip all around our daisy, and we're just going to cut it out. You could just see too much of the yellow, and so I just didn't want that. I want just the daisy. And my mom was right. These are the best scissors. They're a little bit expensive, but they're super sharp. Look at that. You'll have 4 hives after today and 20,000 bees. Pam, do you sell your honey? Because I would definitely buy some honey. I love honey. I'm assuming you make honey. This might take longer. This may be the only one we cut out, you guys, because this is very tedious work. This is something that you do not have to do. I just kind of thought of it as I was Mod Podging. It's like, hey, I like the daisies. Oh, it's going to be so much better though because it's cut. Hold on. We're almost halfway done. This is actually going to be a really quick project for you guys. So it's okay if we spend a little bit more time doing this. We're halfway done. These scissors are really cool though because they are really pointed and they're sharp all the way to the point. It'll be this fall. Well, keep me posted, Pam. Okay, please do. I would love to buy some. Just little snips along the way and we will get this all apart. This probably isn't even going to be a big addition, but it's all right. Three more. Oh, that's so much better. The yellow just wasn't the same yellow, and so you could really see the tears, and I didn't want that. You know what? You know what I think we'll do? I think, since I got the yellow off, I think we'll put it on our hive instead. I think we'll do that. I think so. With the black, okay? So this is gonna take a couple coats. Number one, because the wood is darker. So we're gonna make sure we get all the edges. And you guys, I'm just using the same brush that I used my Mod Podge. It's not a big deal. Okay. This is definitely going to take 2 coats. Let's scooch that away so we don't mess it up. This might even actually take 3 coats. When you're doing this, I want you to go in the direction of the little hives, okay? In Wisconsin. Go the direction of the hive. So instead of making your brush strokes go this way, I want you to make sure they go side to side, kind of at an angle. That way it kind of looks like a beehive that has been, I'm going to show you. All right, let's do another coat. I definitely probably got too much paint, but that's okay. Okay, now I want this next part to not be intimidating for you, and I know it might be, but here's what I want to do. And we're gonna just do a curved line like that. And that looks very intimidating. I agree. because it's a lot. But then we're going to take our khaki brush and go just like this. Now we already have, we picked up black when we did that first one, because that one's probably going to be, so now we're just going to bring it towards the top on each one. Okay, that's it. And now we're just going to go back down. And if you want more, you can always add more. And if you did like too much black, then let it dry and go back there. So let's put another one there. Okay. And let's just blend it a little bit more. We're just using the same brush that our khaki paint was in. Check it out. Is that not the coolest thing ever? Blending and shading can sound really, really intimidating. And I'm just gonna dab. If you have a paintbrush, you can definitely use a paintbrush. We're just gonna dab. If you dab versus scraping, you're gonna keep paint out from inside the little holes, which you don't want a bunch of paint down in the holes. There. Put a little bit there, a little bit there. Okay. Let's put them right here. There we go. It was behind my Mod Podge. Okay, this one is gonna be fun to Mod Podge around. I think I'm gonna use a paintbrush. And I'm gonna have to Mod Podge the whole piece so that it's all the right sheen now. All right, let's Mod Podge the whole thing. I could have done this before I put the bee on, but you know, this is why sometimes you guys watch it before me, before you guys do it, because I am sometimes like, well, maybe we should do that different. It's probably a lot of Mod Podge, but that's okay. There's no probably about it. That is a lot of Mod Podge. Let's go ahead and put it on the top, down in here. That way it all matches. And when I say matches, I just mean like the sheen, the shine of the Mod Podge. So you want your entire piece to be the same. Okay. I think that's good. And to do the flower, I am gonna do it on the wet. Let's just lay it right there. And I think I am going to Mod Podge over it too. You've been in the front yard waiting for it to be delivered. I love that you guys enjoy getting these. I really do. I love that it's a surprise to you guys. And I just love that you guys love being a part of it. Hold on, let's see. There we go. I had a fold in my flower. Okay, there we go. It looks kind of funky right now because all the white is showing, but that's all gonna dry and be okay. Look, let's do just like some dotted lines. Actually, it's not dotted lines, it's like a, let's go up in a circle here. There. We just did dotted lines. That's it. Not dotted, like dashes. Okay. So then you have dashes on each one. Oh, and look at that. We could have definitely made this to where, well, because we're going to glue these together. That would have been fun to make a match. There you go. So that's something else that maybe if you want to, when you're putting yours together, think about where you're going to lay this, and you could definitely make those intersect. Yes, definitely. All right, let's do a little bit. We're going to do black around our edge, and I know that that's probably not, I just dumped this out of here, you guys, but I just want to do the black around the edge because I really like the look of it. But you don't have to do this step. And probably, if we do this, it's probably going to be covered up by some of the Mod Podge. So you may only be able to see it at the bottom. Or I'm sorry, not the Mod Podge, the glue that we're going to put on. I did not put a lot in there here. It's just something I like adding. Definitely don't have to. And we'll see. It may or may not show through the honey, what we're going to call it honey. Oh, I'm glad you appreciate that, Sherry. I really am. Okay. Probably shouldn't be holding this over my thing, but we're going to do it here too. You could do this with white. If you had white, you could do it with white just to add a little bit more character and color to the beehive. It would be really pretty with the white on the beehive, I feel like. Not doing it too well because I don't have a lot of paint in my lid here. I love it. I don't know, it just kind of frames pieces, I think, in my mind. It kind of gives it a frame. And I just love that. I'm going to grab my and it's just going to be I can get a thicker ribbon out of it, even though we're using thin ribbon anyway. I'll do this one. You know what I don't think I sent you guys was twine. So we'll tie it together with one of those because I don't think I sent you guys twine. All right, so I cut these to about 2.5 inches each. You know what scissors would work perfect for this? These little ones. Oh my goodness, so much better. I can give you guys the link to these scissors if you'd like. They are on Amazon. They are a little bit pricey, but like I said, they are really, really fine, and they're sharp up to the end. You can thank my mama for that because she was like, my mom's a quilter, and so she does sewing, and you need to snip really close, and these are perfect. I'm going to cut these as well because I think we're going to tie it with a white. And we'll go ahead and cut this. My son's calling. All right. We're going to cut these a little bit less. All right, we're going to use this to tie it. So we're going to lay that there. And we might as well just cut this and use it. Okay. We're just going to crisscross and make a tiny scrappy ribbon. These may stretch your fingers out a little bit more. I'm just going to warn you because they're just tiny. They may stretch your fingers out a little bit. It is a little bit more difficult to work with smaller ribbon. I feel like that's 2 pieces. And I feel like I cut a lot. You definitely don't have to trim them small if you don't want. I just wanted it to be a really dainty ribbon. Which means tiny strips of ribbon or tiny strips of fabric. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use all of them. I think that's all I want. Thank you, Beth's mom, in advance. You sew and do needlework, so you love those fine sharp scissors. Yes, that is exactly her. She's like, Beth, you need them scissors. All right, we're going to tie this. If you don't want to do a ribbon like this because it's maybe it's too difficult on your hands, because it can be, you can just maybe I should have done that. You can take your 2 pieces of ribbon together and tie them together into just a regular bow, like you would tie your shoes. So the only thing about trimming ribbon like this is that it is going to fray, okay? Especially satin. Satin ribbon is going to fray a lot. And that's what it's doing on me, and I'm going to show you. I personally do not mind that because I just kind of like the look of it. But if you don't like the look of the fray, you guys, I cannot get this tied for the life of me, then you don't want to cut the satin ribbon. See, I didn't even use those. And we can just trim these to the same length. I just tied it into a knot in the back. There we go. We're just going to glue it on the big B right here. Just like that. So cute. Now let's take one of those little bees. You should have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And you can just peel. It might take a little bit of maneuvering, but you can peel those adhesive foam dots. That's all it is an adhesive foam dot. If you can't get it off, don't worry about it. I have glued these on with the foam dots on them. It's really not a big deal. All right, we're almost to the fun part of putting the honey on because I can smell my hot glue gun is warmed up probably. Okay. These little boogers are hard to pick up. You're so hard to pick up. All right, we're gonna put a little one in the middle of the ribbon that we made. There we go. There you go. Got one right in the middle of the ribbon. Let's figure out where we want to do some more, because we might do some more on the actual honey. Okay, so let's do our honey first, and then we'll figure out what we want to do with those. Okay, so the honey can be a little bit intimidating. Like I said, you're going to want to use high temp, and just let it flow. Okay, don't let it intimidate you. Make sure that we don't have a gunk in here. All right, we don't. It's ready to go. Make sure you have enough glue in here, because this will take a lot of glue. I'm going to try to turn this around. I just got paint on that and I don't want it on my stuff. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Is that what I want to do? No, we're going to start towards the bottom and work our way up. So we're going to start, I don't want to go all the way to the bottom, okay? You're going to hold this up a little bit. Be very careful, because since this is high temp, it will burn you. If you get it on your fingers, it is going to burn really bad. You're going to want to say bad words. So just be very, very careful. So we're going to, I did that on the edges. See how it's dripping down? Oop, see how it's dripping down? We're going to do that the whole way. You can go back and do more. Some spots you may want to have more drips, like up here at the top. Look at that. These are never going to be perfect. A little bit goes a long way, you guys. This right here, I don't want that there. It had cooled off just enough that I could touch it, but you need to be very careful because you can burn yourselves. That's probably a little much, but actually I kind of like it. So I'm just going to do some more. Just go a little ways and then let it drip some. Just squirt a little bit more out and let it drip. But a little bit goes a long way, my friends. What do you think? Is that not the coolest thing ever? And now you want to just hold it for a minute, okay? Because I might have to, there we go. I stuck one in there. Do you see the bee right here I stuck in there? Right there? Let's do another one over here. See the bees I stuck on? So cute. I could do another one here at the top, but I don't know. I think it's done dripping, so I can set it down. Let's just do one at the, so let's put a strip of glue right here. And let's just glue it. Hopefully I set it straight so it sets straight. I think so. There we go. There, now it's all one piece. You don't, it's the comb, why not? All right, let's do it. Let's put some honey on there. Let's put honey all over the top. Let's just have fun with it. I have enough. Do I have enough big glue sticks? I do. Oh my goodness. What do you think? So much fun. Okay. Let's do it now. Let's do, I really don't want this to drip on my fingers. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit more there. Sorry, it's probably hard for you to see. And I'm just going right along the edge. I'm not getting it on the top of the piece. Do you love it, Sherry? Now it's really hard for me to hold. Let's just go down this way a little bit, not a ton. I think that's good enough. Hold on, I do not want to touch that because it's going to be